Good evening. Clope and Nidek Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school football. We're here at Minster High School where the St. Henry Redskins will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney All Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, and NKTelco. Thank you to those fine sponsors who allow us to bring you this telecast tonight. The first week of the Midwest Athletic Conference here for these teams in the Midwest Athletic Conference, and it features the Redskins coming in at 1 win, 1 loss against the Minster Wildcats, also with 1 win, 1 loss. St. Henry opened up the season with a 42-0 win over Covington, and then suffered a tough loss last week at Fort Fry down in Southeast Ohio, a game they lost 16-12. Had some miscues, had some chances to win, but just could not capitalize or make enough positive plays and suffered a tough loss, their first of the season. The Minster Wildcats opened up their campaign here at home 2 weeks ago against Fort Loramie and suffered a tough 40-7 loss, but rebounded nicely last week. Went to Columbus on the road and beat the Crusaders, a football club, and they won that game 27-6. So they even their mark at 1-1 for head coach, first-year head coach Seth Whiting. And on the other side of the field, we have Coach Brad Luthman. Coach Luthman is in his 9th season as head coach of the Redskins, and his overall mark is 46 wins against 38 losses. And in those basically 8 seasons so far, full seasons, he's been to the playoff 3 times with the St. Henry Ball Club, and each of those 3 times have made it to the second round, where they eventually were defeated by and then knocked out of those tournament games. Those last year in 2020 they were lost to New Bremen, and back in 2018 they lost to Coldwater by a point. That was the year they snapped that long losing streak against the Cavaliers, but they lost to them by 1 point in tournament play. And then in 2016 they lost to Marion Local. So in 16, 18, and 20, the Redskins have made the playoffs. They're looking to break that every other year drought here and try to get to the playoffs here in 2021 for the Wildcats. I mentioned Coach Whiting in his first season, trying to get to be one of those top 16 teams this season in the region. A long way to go before that happens, but they opened it up this year, so that will allow more teams to get in and play some Week 11 football. Before we have the opening kick, I want to go through our keys of the game tonight. They are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First, for the St. Henry Redskins, they want to win the turnover battle. They know how costly turnovers can be in their loss with Fort Fry last week. They want to win all aspects of the kicking game, not just the extra points, but even the punting when it comes necessary, and kickoff as well. Good coverage downfield can really start the offense for the other team in bad positions. And minimize penalties. Play clean. Don't give the Wildcats any chance here to get a break because of penalties. For Minster, similar comments made by Coach Whiting. They want to limit mistakes. They want to clean it up. Tackle really well. They know they're going to have a physical St. Henry Redskin attack coming at them. They want to make sure they wrap and drop. And then they want to execute on offense. They're going to try to build upon last week's momentum of 27 points and try to get some offensive continuity and utilize some of their skill position people and make things happen in space. Thank you to Keyhole Pizza for those game time, our keys of the game as we near kickoff. And Minster has won the toss. They will defer, and they will kick off first and doing the kicking for the Wildcats as they wait for the official clock to get set. Still at 8 minutes. Wildcats in the black jerseys, the Redskins in the white jerseys. And Minster again will kick off here. They will have the ball to receive the second half. Brogan Steffi, number 4, freshman, will also be the quarterback tonight. He is going to do the kickoff. It is picked up on the 5-yard line by the Redskins, and the first momentum up to the 20-yard line. And that's where the Redskins will start their first offensive series. And they will be under the direction of their quarterback, Brookhart. So Bryce Brookhart will bring the Redskins out. Brookhart on the season, 19 of 31 through the air for 292 yards, a touchdown and an interception. So he will take the first snap here from his own 20. Layfield with the football, and he dives in near about a 5-yard pickup. So it's a nice gain by Layfield. So Layfield, the leading ground gainer for the Redskins on the season, 24 attempts, 150 yards. That's good for a 6.3 average, and he has recorded 3 rushing touchdowns. So they'll bring up a very manageable 2nd and 5. On 2nd and 5, it's Layfield again. Gets through a couple Minster tacklers and falls right on the 30-yard line. And the spot looks like it'll be the game's first down for Layfield. And that will move the chains, and a good start here for the Redskins. So they'll bring up a new set of downs for the Redskins, who, again, 1-1 on the season. Now Brookhart just with one back. He'll make his first pass of the game. And that is caught. And a nice pass to the left side for Bennett Gels, team's leading receiver for the Redskins, with 5 receptions for 103 yards on the year, plus 2 receiving touchdowns. Got one of them from Brookhart, and the other one came from Dusty Lengy. But a short gain of about 3 yards. I'll bring up 2nd down 7. Ball resting on St. Henry's 33-yard line. So 3 receivers to the right side for the Redskins offense. On the near side of your television screen, Brookhart will keep it. And he will get positive yards. Another gain of maybe 5 yards will bring up 3rd and short. So a good gain there, and bring up a very manageable 3rd and short. 3rd and 3 is larger for the Wildcats. Makes the tackle. So here's a big play for the Minster defense. If they can get a stop here, you would expect then the Redskins to punt given the field position, but if they can muster up 3 yards here on the 37-yard line, 9 feet, St. Henry will get a new set of downs. Jaden Laney in motion, and there's a penalty, so something out of whack. It'll be a timeout. So we'll take a precision strip timeout here on NKTelco Sports. You're watching high school football here on NKTelco Sports. Back to live action, a big 3rd down and 3 from the 37 of St. Henry. Lange in motion, Brookhart under center. He will give off to number 16, Layfield. And that's enough from the line of scrimmage, if you will, a gain of about 5. Moves the ball to the 42. That's another first down. So 2 first downs here in this drive as they near midfield. So it's been consistent small gains, but positive gains. They've stayed within the system. They have not lost any yards here early in this drive. Get a new set of downs as Lengy now in the backfield. Flips it over to Jaden Lengy, number 3. Misses a couple tacklers and gets spun up right at the 50-yard line, giving him the 49. A nice catch there by the senior, number 3, Jaden Lengy. And that'll get them near midfield. Lengy on the season, now his 6th catch, so that was good for his 6th catch. He had 91 yards coming into the contest without a touchdown. He and Bennett Gels each with 5 catches coming into the ball game tonight. Each have already recorded a catch, and it brings up now 2nd and 3 from the 50. Layfeld untouched until he crosses the 40-yard line. Give him the 37. A good pickup on the ground by Owen Layfeld, who has a healthy average rushing the ball this year. 6.3 yards a carry, has 150 yards on the ground, and 3 rushing touchdowns. And the 6'1", 205-pound running back, very difficult to bring down. He gets another first down for his team, and that now has the Redskins inside of Minster territory down to the 37 with 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Opening drive here for Minster Memorial Field on the first week of Midwest Athletic Football Conference action. Brookhart wants a bunch, has a receiver, and he will bobble it and not come down. I believe that was Bennett Gels, the intended receiver. 6'1" senior, 175-pound wide receiver. Had it in his hands but could not maintain possession as he hit the ground. I bring up now 2nd and 10, and that's really the first play the Redskins have had where they did not gain positive yards. So 3rd and 10 inside of Minster territory down on the 37. Clock now stopped with exactly 7 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Play clock down to 8, 7, and 6. Brookhart waits for the snaps. Down to 1. They got to get it going. Nearly delay, but they get it off just as the clock expired. And I think his knee hit Harrison Wendell. Will slip, and that'll be a put him down right there as Wendell. 9 carries on the season, 46 yards, and a touchdown coming into the game. Had a nice crease, but he lost his footing, and that down put him down right at the 34-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 6, 2 down territory for the Redskins, so they have 2 downs to get 18 feet. Brookhart, slant, Lengy has it ripped away. So it would have been short, but it ripped away by the Wildcats. Austin Wellman in on the play. He missed week number 1, but in on defense, Austin Wellman, 6-foot senior, making a play to knock the ball away from Jaden Lengy. And as predicted, the 4th down coming up here, but inside Minster territory, the Redskins will go for it. So the defense for Minster has come up with some big stops here. Both of them have been incomplete passes, but the Minster defense now a chance to get the offense of St. Henry off the field and bring the Wildcat O on. Big 4th and 6 from the 34. Brookhart with time. Now scrambling out of the pocket to the left, has some running room. He's going to get the first down before he's knocked out of bounds on the far side. He needed the 34-yard line. He gets all the way down to the 25. So there's Wellman there to make the tackle, but not until he picks up the first down, 11-yard pickup, or 9-yard pickup. Again, ball now on the 25-yard line. A new set of downs. As the Redskins have picked up, I think, 3 or 4 now first downs in this drive that started on their 20. Clock stops, 6:37. Brookhart will go under center. Layfeld is stood up by a host of Wildcats. One of them was number 72, Chad Schultze. So Schultze, a sophomore, meeting a very good running back in Layfeld and holding him upright, and then the host of his friends came over to finish him off for just a modest 2-yard gain. Clock now running, 6 minutes, 12 seconds. So we have Brookhart, who's spent time under center and also in the backfield. This time under center. Layfield's in the back, and they will flip it to him. Nice block on the left side. He'll get another first down. So he's a good carrying yards for Owen Layfield here on this drive. So another first down as they're inside the red zone at the 12-yard, 13-yard line. A good opening drive for the Redskins. Minster had a chance on fourth down to get the Redskins off the field. Could not get it done. This has led to another first down on the 13-yard line. So Elijah Horseman gets a carry and gets it down inside the 7. Second down now. So Alex Frimmel on the defensive stop, but it brings up now 2nd and 7 on the ball on the 9-yard line as we go under 5 minutes. So another important series of downs. The field shortens. The defense has less ground to cover, but still a tall task with a back like Layfeld. He'll get it. He's been pretty much getting positive chunks of yards. He'll get from the 9 down to the 5, a 4-yard pickup. And now bring up third down. It's Frimmel for the Wildcats. Again on the stop. The Wildcats going to have 2 more downs to try to stop the Redskins here, and it'll bring up a third down and 3. It'll be interesting to see once if St. Henry is stopped, will they go for it or possibly bring on Gonzalez as their place kicker. Michael Gonzalez, a freshman. I don't think he's had any attempts, field goal tries this year. He's 6 of 7 on point after touchdowns. But first things first here is that Minster's got to get a stop. They flip it to Layfeld on the left side, and that's going to be a touchdown. So Owen Layfeld, a 5-yard touchdown score, and that puts the Redskins on top first here. Nice methodical drive for St. Henry. They take the opening kick. Owen Layfeld scores his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And on for the point after is Michael Gonzalez. As I mentioned earlier, 6 of 7 on the season. Brookhart will hold. Was bobbled. They'll throw it in and out of the hands of Layfeld. He won't miss many of them, but a break for the Wildcats as the PAT is missed. The point after, and the conversion fails. We'll take a break with 3:55 to play in the quarter. You're watching high school football here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back to Memorial Field as Gonzalez will get ready to kick off. The Redskins took the opening drive and scored on a 5-yard Owen Layfeld rushing touchdown. Wellman picks up the scribbled kickoff, if you will, and they gets it out to the 30. And that's where the Wildcats offense will make their first appearance of the season, or of the week. With 3:54 to play in the quarter. St. Henry not only scored, but had a number or took a lot of time off the clock. Coach Seth Whiting will send his offensive unit out. They're going to be led by freshman quarterback Brogan Steffi, number 4, 6-foot freshman. On the season, Steffi is 18 of 41, throwing the football with 1 interception. Also has a throwing touchdown. Austin Wellman, who missed game 1, is off to his left side as a snap comes back. They will keep it. Steffi's ball is tipped and is intercepted. And number 76 catches the deflected pass. And that is Braden Keller, 6'7". Boy, he wasn't the one that deflected it, but Braden Keller, 6'7" senior, comes up with the interception. Great field position for the Redskins. As a defense gets a batted ball, and that's a nightmare for the offense when it hangs in the air that long. And number 67, Keller, with the interception. So great field position for the Redskins. Brookhart's going to go for the home run ball right away, and they've got it. And in the end zone is Bennett Gels. So Gels answers with a 28-yard pass and catch. So good, they take advantage instantly with a Bennett Gels touchdown catch from Brookhart. And boy, that score goes quickly up to 12-0. And they capitalize on the game's first turnover, and they'll go for the 1-point try, it looks like, as Gels now with 3 receiving touchdowns on the season. So last attempt just a few minutes ago the snap was bobbled, and Brookhart nearly hit, or should have probably connected with Owen Layfeld for the 2-point try, but Layfeld dropped it. Now they will try the conventional, or they'll once again line up in the conventional kicking try. Good snap. Gonzalez, low screamer is good. So at 3:36, the score now jumps to 13-0 in favor of St. Henry. We'll take a break and come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back, and quickly the score is going up to 13-0 as Gonzalez will put the ball back in play down the field for the Wildcats, and they will field again. That's number 2, Austin Wellman. And that will be a carry up to about the 33-yard line. And boy, what a change of events here as the Redskins have fired or answered twice with touchdown scores. The last time, the 28-yard pass from Bryce Brookhart to Bennett Gels. That followed the deflected pass interception by the Redskins, 6'7" Brandon Keller. Great field position, and St. Henry capitalized instantly. So another look here for the Wildcats as they find themselves down now 13 with 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Snap a little high, they bring it down. Wellman around the right side. And he picks up positive yards, about 6, so a good carry for Wellman. And Wellman, I don't think played last week, so that was his first. I know he missed week number 1 and I think week number 2, and this is his first carry of the season. Had a good year running the football last year as a junior, and looks to build upon that success and help his team here now as a senior as we approach under 3 minutes of action here left in the first quarter. Wellman again straight up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down by a couple yards. So that will bring up an important down. The Wildcats go quickly. They line up and they want to go fast, not let St. Henry make any type of decision or personnel changes. Trying to maybe catch him off guard. A critical third down. They will give it to Wellman, and he's not going to make it. Ran into a bunch of Redskins, maybe lost a yard. So a bunch of Redskins. Matt Berkey, one of those Redskins, number 52, in on the stop. And that probably is going to force maybe a punt. Note they're going to line up quickly here on 4th and 1. Maybe force St. Henry into maybe calling a timeout, but nope, they're going to play it straight up. And we'll see once if Minster actually goes through the action here. They've got 22 seconds on the play clock. Big play here inside their own territory. And they might just be able to draw St. Henry off. Now they're motioning, clock under 9, 8, 7. Coach Whiting still making signals. St. Henry's been very disciplined not to jump, and Coach Whiting will take a timeout. So I look for them to punt when they come back, but we'll take a precision strip timeout here on NKTelco Sports. Following a Minster timeout, they still are in offensive formation. They will go for it. I thought they were going to come out with a potential kick, and they break through, and breaking tackles is Brogan Steffi. He's going to go to the house. A 58-yard run on 4th down. 58-yard run by number 4, Brogan Steffi. What a gutsy call by Minster. I thought they would come out of the timeout with a punt, but instead they come right back with their offensive unit and breaking a couple tackles. Brogan Steffi goes the distance from his own 42 into the score to bring the Minster Wildcats within 13-6. Now he's going to have to catch his breath and try to get the PAT done. And the kick is high enough, and it is good. So what a turn of events for the Wildcats. So as Steffi puts it through, and the Wildcats now bring it back to within 1 score with 1:31 to go in the first quarter. And again, a gutsy decision by Coach Seth Whiting and his offensive unit. Found enough room for Steffi not only to break it for the first down, but got in the backfield, was momentarily going to look like he might go down. Held his balance and took it to the house. And for Steffi on the season, rushing the ball, check his numbers here. That's his 5th touchdown on the season. Came in with 21 attempts for net of 81 yards. So that one was 58 yards, and what a turnaround, a momentum swing that was, as St. Henry had scored quickly on back-to-back drives, I should say, after they consumed a lot of clock on their first drive. Scored touchdowns back-to-back following the Minster turnover, and the Minster has come back to get the excitement back on their side of the field, and a lot of action here in the past couple minutes of this first quarter. Now Steffi again, who just ran the 58-yard touchdown and also kicked the extra point, will now kick it off from the 40-yard line. Back are the Redskins. There's a short pooch kick, and that'll be out of bounds. But, boy, those are dangerous kicks when they're hopping, and anything can happen. But that'll be a penalty. And see once here where the Redskins will start the ball right now. It goes out on the 29. I'm not real sure the official rulings here, what their choices are, whether it might just be there at the 29 since it was not that deep in towards the goal line, if you will. I think it's once it's past a certain mark, you take it where it's kicked out of bounds, and that'll be incorrect. We'll move up to the 35, so that's where they will start. Third possession. The last one was just a one-play drive that Burkhardt hit Bennett Gales on a 28-yard catch. Layfeld's hopping through the middle, and another first down, tripped up at the St. Henry 48-yard line. Another first down, another positive chunk yards for Owen Layfeld. 6'1" senior has kind of run at will here so far for the Redskins. He's been not stopped for any negative stops at all. He's done a good job producing when given the opportunity. Eli Horseman, also strong. Elijah Horseman there, a junior. He gets positive yards of 5 yards, bring up a very manageable 2nd down and 5 as they cross the midfield stripe and enter Minster territory. As we are under 60 seconds here in the first quarter, clock moving at 45. A beautiful night here, week 1 football. This is what they mean with all those country songs that talk about Friday night under the lights or Friday night football. This is it. Beautiful weather, comfortable, and no breeze to speak of. As Burkhardt will dump it off to Horseman, who makes the catch. He'll be stopped short of the first down. The Horseman does get some positive yards. Horseman, his 4th catch of the season. And I don't think we're going to have another play as the clock is under 10. It's at 5. And that's going to be it. We have 12 minutes of action in the books. It's been a good one so far. The St. Henry Redskins, the visitors tonight with 13. The Minster Wildcats, the home team tonight with 7. We'll be back with second half action here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Welcome back to Minster Memorial Field as we start the second quarter. I'd like to remind everyone our sponsors for this telecast, and they include our MVP sponsor, Clopay and NKTelco of Minster, our 5-star recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation, scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Keys of the Game, Keyhole Pizza. Replays are brought to you by Winners Meats. Starting lineups brought to you by Sydney All Glaze Audiology. Our timeout sponsor is Precision Strip. Our stats and recap sponsors at the end of the game will be brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And our Player of the Game award is being sponsored by NKTelco. Thank you to those fine sponsors to allow us to do this. And this is high school football MAC action, week number 1, as Layfield gets yet another first down. And that'll move the sticks, but a fine thank you to those fine sponsors. Again, let us do all this service for you. And a new set of downs now for the Redskins as they are looking to move down now into Minster territory inside the 40 at the 39. Their first drive consumed about almost 9 minutes of clock. Their second drive took about 12 seconds, and this one so far has been positive yards as Brookhart is pushed out of bounds, but he'll gain another 6 or 7 yards on that carry as Connor Smeezing in on the Minster stop. So 2nd and 5, they give him 5 yards on that carry. So Brookhart again will line up in the pistol formation. Time to throw, looking, oh, he held on to it as a fake. I was looking downfield. He keeps possession and rumbles down near the 25, give him the 26, give him a first down. So Frimmel on the stop, but another first down for the Redskins. So a new set of downs as the Redskins huddle. Their center on the team is number 68, Clayton Everman, a 5'11 senior. He's the anchor of the offensive line, and he'll snap it back to Bryce Brookhart, and he'll roll out to the right. Harrison Wendell on the option there gets the catch and gets positive yards again. So Wendell gets about 6 yards as James Niemeyer in on the tackle for the Minster Wildcats. So nice pickup there on first down, and that's what it's been most of the night for the Redskins. Positive yards on most of their snaps, and that's always a good thing. And I don't think we've had a penalty on offense or defense. There's a kickoff out of bounds, but really other than that, it's been a clean played game. They'll hand off to Horseman, number 10. Elijah Horseman stood up for the most part, gets a couple yards though. Now to bring up 3rd and short inside the 20. Put the ball down maybe on the 18 or the 19. Third and 2. So 3rd and 2. Everman will snap the ball right to Brookhart under center. Wendell's been tough to stop all night, and he didn't need much, and he got enough. That'll be another first down inside the 15. So a new set of downs here as this drive again has been very methodical. This one's taken some clock, and they continue to kind of do what they need to do, most of it on the ground. Although they did have the big strike to Bennett Gels for their second score. So this will be the 10th snap here on this drive, and Wendell will be corralled this time, somewhat contained, as limited yards for him on that attempt. And for the most part tonight, he's been able to do what he wants. So some chances here now for the Minster defense if they can make some stops here. But they're going to have their hands full. It's going to be probably 3 tries to get them stopped. Second down, 8, ball on the 13. Layfield untouched. He's going to go to the house. 13-yard rushing touchdown, his second of the game, and he really went untouched. Good job blocking by the offensive line of St. Henry. A good job running the ball by Layfield, and at the 8:26 mark, Layfield scores, and then puts a score now at 19-7. As Gonzalez will come on to try. Gonzalez, a freshman, came into game 6 of 7, made his only attempt. The first one to snap was bobbled, and he never got the try, so he's 7 for 8 on the season. Make it 8 for 9. That makes it 20 to 7. We'll take a break and come back with more high school football here on NKTelco Sports. Twenty to 7 with 8:26 to play in the second quarter. Michael Gonzalez will kick it off again. Back for the Wildcats are number 2, Austin Wellman, number 3, Devin Webker, number 10, Connor Smeezing. And Wellman will get his hands on it and move it upfield. Good hole and good advancement. And he is not really hit until he crosses the 35 and gets it up to the 37. So good return by Wellman, and that's where the Minster offense will start. And they had a big drive last possession. They went for it on 4th down on their own 42 and were able to get Brogan Steffi through the line on 4th down. He went the distance, a 58-yard touchdown run for Steffi. St. Henry, though, methodically comes right back and consumes about 4 minutes of clock to answer that, and keeps the game now at a 13-point spread, 20 to 7. As Minster now starts to basically their third possession. The first one was a quick turnover on a tip pass screen. As there's Smeezing, and he has tackled a good shirt. I think a shirt tail tackle by Owen Layfeld, or that would have gone more for number 10, Connor Smeezing, freshman wide receiver, running back basically. We got him on the screen. Minster goes quickly here, is trying maybe to get it before St. Henry has caught their breath. They go quickly with the snap. Wellman stutter steps, gets to the 45, and that will now bring up 3rd down and 2, a long 2, and an important 2. This is a very similar case now. They've got to avoid that big difficult decision again here and try to get the 6 feet they need for a first down. A little bit of a high snap. Wellman again stutter steps. He has the first down, and across midfield for a Minster Wildcat first down. So nice run by Wellman, and that'll move the chains and for one keep the ball with Minster's possession. To go quickly again. This time Brookhart, the ball was going to be deflected as he was hit by number 52 as he was throwing, and that was Matt Berkey, 6'7" senior. So credit Matt Berkey with a nice defensive play there. But 2nd down 10 now as Alex Frimmel, number 56, anchors the Minster Wildcat offensive line. He snaps it back to Brookhart. They throw it out to number 12, Eli Rindler. Rindler across the Redskin for the first down, and down near the 31-yard line, Minster Wildcat first down. And again, Minster looks like they're going fast. They're not waiting. They're getting a play in and trying to get to the line of scrimmage and get it snapped quickly. We got Alex Frimmel at center. Will Frimmel left guard. Nick Winter right guard. Nathan Oldegas right tackle. And Chad Schultze left tackle. Harrison Wendell with a big defensive play there for the Redskins. And Steffi not much room that time. So Wendell with a big defensive play, a loss of yards. That puts Minster out of system now. 2nd down 12 from the 32. Just under 7 minutes to play. Again, a beautiful night here at Minster. For weather-wise, perfect, no wind. The humidity's gone, very comfortable. Nice football evening As we have two teams here out of the Midwest Athletic Conference. This is the first week of action for the MAC. Minster represents the Division 6 as they will go for a bunch. Jump ball, it's battled and caught. Number 1, Jack Cooney. A 33-yard pass to Cooney. Jack Cooney with the reception on a deflected pass that he battled with. And I believe it was maybe Bennett Gels, number 5, who was battling down there, is with him. But Cooney comes away with the catch. A big response there by the Wildcats. They score again to come within now 7 points. This will try to make it 6. Steffi looks good, and it is good. So that now makes the score 20-14. A lot of action going on here in the first half. We'll take a break, come back with high school football on NKTelco Sports. A lot of offense here in this first quarter and a half here at Minster as the Wildcats have responded with points to answer St. Henry's score. And Brogan Steffi will get ready to kick the ball from the 40 as a 33-yard pass to Jack Cooney, his first receiving touchdown of the season for Cooney. Brings us back within 6. As that'll be kicked again down the sideline. The last time it went out of bounds, that one too will go out of bounds inside the 20. I believe that will bring the ball back to the 35, and that's where the St. Henry Redskins, who have scored on each of their possessions, will start this drive. So a lot of offense here with still 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Jaden Lange with a nice catch, and he advances the ball for 7 yards. Nice footwork by number 3, Jaden Lange, with some yards after catch, and that will advance the football to the 42, a 7-yard pickup as Brookhart hit Lange on that pass over here to the left side. Clock running out 6 minutes. Everman snaps it back to Brookhart. They'll hand off to the Layfeld, who comes on the left side. He is tackled, but yet again a short yard, another positive carry. Third down and short. See what St. Henry wants to dial up here. They have Everman at center, and 76 Brandon Keller, 77 Dustin Quinter, both 6'7", 6'5", respectively. And also 270 and 310 pounds, respectively, so they have some size. They run behind them, and Layfeld doesn't quite make the 50. He only needed the 45. Yet another St. Henry first down. And that's the important thing for the Redskins in the white jerseys. They will move the chains. Also number 72, offensive lineman Drew Sweeterman into the ball game now. Another 6'2", 210 pounds. So St. Henry definitely some size on the offensive line. Brookhart advances it about 3 or 4 yards. He is stopped by Devin Webker. And that will be second down now and 6. Ball on the 46-yard line of Minster. So again, Wildcats have had a lot of snaps on offense, and they've been probably on all but maybe one for sure have been positive yards. A couple incomplete passes here and there, but for the most part, it's always been positive yards of some amount on every snap. Brookhart rolling to his right. Find Elijah Horseman. He is open. He breaks a couple of tackles. So Eli Horseman, a 46-yard pass and catch. So this is like instant offense here as Elijah Horseman from Brookhart as they respond with another score. And that makes it now 26-14 as Gonzalez will come on again and try for yet his third PAT. He's good on his first two. The first conversion was a 2-point, ended up being a 2-point try that St. Henry failed on. Gonzalez now will try here for his third attempt. He does get it off, and he is successful. So that makes the score 27-14 with 3:49 left. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more football here on NKTelco Sports. Gonzalez kick will be mishit, if you will, and there's a penalty. And then now the Wildcats will get a chance to start from the 35. So they'll try to maintain this back and forth seesaw offensive battle here.
St. John's tied at 7. Anna 13, Parkway 7. Coldwater 21, Fort Recovery 0.
So it's been back and forth here, and the only break and serve, if you will, was when St. Henry was able to deflect the first pass, the first play of the game for the Minster offense and get the interception and then turn that into instant points on the next drive. Other than that, it's each team winning serve or scoring points in their drives, and Minster's got the ball back in their court now, and they're going to try to answer to stay within one score, get back to one score. So Wellman, as they unpile a bunch of people, Wellman's been busy, his first game back. Gain of 4 for Wellman. Steffi will keep it himself, get to the 45, and that's going to be short of the first down. And Harrison Wendell on the stop. And now bring up a very important third down. If Minster wants to kind of exchange punches here, they need a first down. And he didn't need a bunch, but I think Wellman's going to dive forward and get what he needs. It is a Wildcat first down, much needed. Under 3 minutes to play here in the half. So big first down as Minster trying to score here before half. They will get the ball back to start the third quarter, so a chance maybe to get back-to-back scores if they can take care of the ball and score and some clock management. First thing now, you got to be focused on this drive for the Wildcats. Positive yards, get first downs, and so be it. If you do score and leave St. Henry with a little bit of time, then great. But right now, Minster needs to work against this St. Henry defense to try to get a score on the board, get back to a one-possession game. As St. Henry has been very fluid on offense, very efficient. Steffi is pressured. He's going to keep it. He runs over a couple guy and then gets belted himself down on the 42. Let's see. Hopefully he bounces up. He does. Wow. First down Wildcats. But boy, well, that was a heck of a hit there. I think it was by, not for sure which St. Henry Redskin got him, but he got belted. It might be an equipment thing. Layfeld's going to have to come off the field. His face mask or his chin strap, something is not fastened, so he'll have to come off for this play with 1:48. Ball now on St. Henry 41-yard line. So big time, big part of the game here. 1:40 to go. Steffi is going to get wrapped up and sacked by 66. So Jeremy Niekamp, I believe he just substituted in for Owen Layfeld. So he makes his presence known right away as number 66, Niekamp. 6'1" junior with a big sack there. That brings up 2nd and 15. Back on the 46. Another screen here. Wellman gets it, but it's defended pretty well. The nice tackle by number 68, Clayton Everman. Center on offense, the defender here on defense. Defensive lineman able to get Wellman before he had a chance really to get momentum building. And that keeps it at 3rd and long. So the Wildcats with 30 seconds now maybe want to make sure they don't leave any chance for the Redskins too much time as they will now fire. Now it's underthrown. Devin Webker, the intended receiver, 23 seconds. And that brings up 4th and 13. See if they will go for it and then try to play defense the final 20 seconds. If they don't get it, because if they don't get it, St. Henry's going to have the ball. And it appears. So they went for it once on 4th down and got a touchdown. This time it's 4th and 13 from the 43. Play clock at 10. Game clock is stopped. They snap it. Steffi has room to run if he can get around, and he will not be able to. So Harrison Wendell, I believe it is, number 86 with a sack. That's Luke Gels. Luke Gels was in on a sack, number 86. And that will be a turnover on downs as the Redskins defense comes up big with a couple sacks late in that drive after Minster had built some momentum, got inside St. Henry territory. And that will now be 15 seconds with the Redskins left in the first half. They have 2 timeouts left. Ball on the St. Henry 47. Brookhart, they'll take a chance here with a pass downfield, and that one is going to be short hopped. Intended receiver is Bennett Gels. So that'll stop it with 7 seconds, not much time left. Going to have to get a catch, and the clock will stop on a first down, and St. Henry does have some timeouts, so they maybe try to get half of it or something then where they can fire one more to the end zone and hope for a Hail Mary catch to end the half. But they've been very efficient on offense, scoring on all 4 of their touches. This is their 5th possession, and they might run out of time here to actually score on this one, but offense has been very efficient for the Redskins. Clock now running. Brookhart down the field to number 5, Gels. It's batted out of bounds, and that will show zeros now, and that will be halftime here at Minster. So An offensive first half, and right now the Redskins of St. Henry on top of the Wildcats of Minster, 27-14. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the second half action here on NKTelco Sports.
The date is set. The lake has been chosen. It's time to sign up for the second annual Brush Pile Fishing Veterans Tournament. Proceeds from this event will benefit Save a Warrior and the Travis Mills Foundation. Both organizations focus on helping veterans live the best life they possibly can by treating their physical and psychological traumas. Visit brushpilefishing.com to register or to learn how to donate.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Brogan Stephen, 6 carries, 61 yards. Passing for the Redskins, Bryce Bricko, 6 of 10, 94 yards. For the Wildcats, Brogan Stephen, 4 of 7, 55 yards. Leading receivers, the Redskins, Elijah Horseman with 49 yards.
Welcome back to Minster Memorial Field and tonight's Clopay Nidek of Minster High School sports program. Here at NKTelco Sports, the Minster Wildcats hosting the St. Henry Redskins. We're at halftime. My name is Jeff Henshin, bringing you tonight's telecast. We're under 2 minutes to go until second half action starts. A quick recap of our stats for the first half go like this. The St. Henry Redskins, 143 yards rushing. Minster, 93 yards. Passing, St. Henry, 94. Minster, 55. St. Henry was 6 of 10. Through the air, Minster was 4 of 7 with the interception. Total yards, St. Henry 237, Minster 148. Leading rushers, or before I get there, I want to mention the first downs. I think I have that here. Thought I had it, because I know we'll touch on that later. I don't see it here. Leading rusher for St. Henry, Owen Layfield, 14 carries, 89 yards. For the Minster Wildcats, Brogan Steffi, 6 carries, 61 yards. Receiving for St. Henry, Elijah Horseman, 2 catches, 49 yards. Bennett Gels, 2 for 30, and Jaden Lange, 2 for 15. For Minster, Jack Cooney, has one reception for 33 yards. There was one turnover in the first half. That was an interception by St. Henry's Brandon Keller. And that's where we stand, 27-14. Scoring drives went like this. The first score of the game didn't come until the 3:55 mark of the first quarter, but then things got pretty rapid fire scoring. St. Henry's own Layfield, a 5-yard run. The 2-point conversion failed. That made it 6-0. Shortly after an interception by Brandon Keller, St. Henry one play, 27-yard pass from Brookhart to Bennett Gels, made it 13-0. And on fourth down, Minster responded with a 58-yard run by Brogan Steffi. That made it 13-7. And then in the second quarter, St. Henry's own Layfield, his second touchdown of the game, 13-yard run. Minster followed up with a Jack Coney 33-yard pass from Brogan Steffi. And then St. Henry, with 3:49 left to go in the second quarter, got a 46-yard pass, Bryce Brookhart to Elijah Horseman to put the score at 27-14. Those stats, thank you to Bruce and Deb Monin for those stats. Makes our job a lot easier. And there's a short kick. Isaac Larger for the Wildcats, able to corral that kick, and the Minster will have great field position to begin the second half. And for the most part, St. Henry ran out of time in the end of the first half, or they would have scored on every possession every time they touched the ball. So Minster a chance now to kind of get this back to a one-score game. They're going to have to do it, though, against a defense that's been pretty good. A couple big plays they've given up. For the most part, though, they've held Minster in check after that. But Wildcats' first carry of the game, Austin Wellman, held up before he gets to the 50-yard line. Short gain of a couple yards. And quickly the Wildcats hustle to the line of scrimmage. This is the 52nd meeting all time between these two schools. St. Henry leads the series with 34 wins. Minster with 16 wins, and there was one tie. Brody Steffi pass overthrown. Johnny Nixon, the intended receiver, pass a little high. He was open. They could not connect, and it brings up 3rd down and 7. Third down, 7. Big play here as Minster wants to try to get a first down and keep the ball and the momentum on their side. Play clock down to 13. Coach Seth Whiting in his first year at Minster. Steffi with the ball. He's being chased now. He's got running room. He's past the line of scrimmage. It's foot race. He'll have a first down. Maybe a late hit. We'll see once there is a penalty. There is not. That could have been another 15. So good fourth down, or I should say third down conversion. Good run by Steffi. And I mentioned Coach Steffi, or Coach Whiting in his first year. He's not without varsity experience. He was head coach at Alliance High School from 2016 to 2020. As Webker will fake the handoff, and Steffi will keep it, and he will go nowhere. So Harrison Wendell in on the tackle, but Coach Whiting, his last tenure was at Alliance High School from 2016 to 2020. Prior to that, Springfield Northwest from 2012 to 2015. In 9 seasons of coaching at those two schools, he made it to playoffs 4 times, won 3 league titles, and was Coach of the Year in years 15, 17, 18, and 19. He also was a varsity assistant at Massillon Perry, a graduate assistant at Walsh University, and was a student coach at Baldwin Wallace in 2007. So Wendell, another stop there for no gain for the Wildcats. Also, Coach Whiting, Canal Fulton Northwest graduate, 2003. Also Baldwin Wallace college graduate of 2008. Played football for 4 years at BW, and he graduated his graduate degree from Walsh University in 2010. So he's got it done through the college and his grad work, and then spent a lot of time since that time coaching football, and he's turned a number of programs around. Not that Minster was down, but he's going to try to keep them back up where they were at. There's a nice pass and catch. Webker down to the 15. Big gain for the Wildcat offense. Bennett Gels with a tackle. So huge gain on offense there for the Minster Wildcats, and much needed to get them inside the red zone, down to the 14. So Steffi by himself finds Webker again, so back-to-back catches down to the 6-yard line. So burst of offense here for the Wildcats offense. Big catch, back-to-back catches for Webker, the leading receiver, coming in with 6. Now there's a couple of catches there. He came in with 6 catches on the year and a touchdown. Wellman, Matt Berkey, number 52, tackles Wellman for a loss or no gain, maybe a loss of 1. Matt Berkey, a big play defensively for the Redskins. And for Devin Webker, those 2 catches tonight are catches 7 and 8 on the season. 3rd and 5 from the 9. Webker, corner of the end zone, caught it. Lange was there, and somehow it gets around Lange, and Webker catches it just inbounds. A pretty well defended receiver. Again, Lange right there, stride for stride with Webker, and somehow Webker comes up with a big catch, his 2nd receiving touchdown on the season. What a throw from Steffi, and a huge catch by Devin Webker, his 2nd receiving touchdown. He had 3 catches on that drive, and Steffi now will attempt the PAT. He's perfect on the night so far, and he remains perfect. So Minster opens the half with a scoring drive on a short field following a short kickoff, and with 8:29 to play in the 3rd quarter, St. Henry 27, Minster 21. We'll be back after break from our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back to this Clopay Nidec Minster presentation of high school football here on NKTelco Sports. What a ball game so far. Back and forth action. The only difference was back-to-back scores by the Redskins early in the first quarter, or back in the first quarter, where they got back-to-back scores following a Minster turnover, and that's been the difference. We've been playing the 6-point spread to 13, back to 6, back to 13, and now back to 6. So the last drive capped off with a touchdown catch to Devin Webker from Brookhart. I think it was a 5-yard catch. Ball field at the 12. And a nice return up to the 34. That was number 3, I believe, Jaden Lange. So nice return by Lange, who unfortunately was the defender on Webker in that last catch, but boy, he looked to be right in his face and did everything but knock it down, and Webker was able to make the great catch to pull Minster now to within 6 following the PAT. 8:20 to go, 3rd quarter. So the Wildcats defense will have another tough task. They've not really been able to stop St. Henry tonight. Clayton Everman will snap it back. Owen Layfield, a couple of touchdowns on the season tonight. This might be his He won't get his third, but he'll get another first down and inside Minster territory. Down inside the 40, mark it at the 36, 37. So a good rush there by Owen Layfeld. He has had a night so far in that first half I mentioned earlier. He had a huge, consistent first half. When he touched the ball, he got yards. 14 attempts for 89 yards in the first half. Came in with a healthy 6.3 average per carry, so he's been that a lot. That last run will really help those stats. This time he's going to be corralled for a shorter gain, but still gets positive yards, give him 3 yards. So it looked like Minster was there to corral Layfeld, but he still gets 3 yards, give him 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6 from the 37. Clock under 8 minutes and running at 7:50. Again, Everman anchors the offensive line at center. Also, Drew Sweeterman, Brandon Keller with an INT already tonight on a tip pass on defense. Dustin Quinter in there as well for the Redskins. Brookhart will keep it. He'll fall forward for 3 or 4 more yards. Wallman with the tackle for the Wildcats, but another yard or another pickup of about 3 yards moves the ball to the 34-yard line, 31-yard line, 31 of Minster with just over 7 minutes to play as we cross that mark right now. Clock running with the live ball stoppage or the live ball down, if you will, as now they hustle to the line with 7 seconds on the play clock, down to 5. Burkhart does get the snap, gives it to Layfeld. Room on the outside, left side. He has a first down, and he is going to be near and into. There's a penalty back here near the line of scrimmage. The mark on the down the field is a touchdown, but this could be the first penalty against the Redskins on offense, and we'll see what the call is. If not, it's a 31-yard touchdown. So momentarily, the initial signal was touchdown. Referee will give us a signal here. Personal foul against Minster. So 31-yard run by Owen Layfeld. His 3rd of the game and his 6th of the season. And that came at 6:36 of the 3rd quarter. Well, it didn't take the Redskins long, and they cover 65 yards. And the finishing touches, and Owen Layfeld, 31-yard run. And again, his 3rd touchdown of the game, all on the ground. And Gonzalez, the freshman place kicker, Brookhart will be the holder for the Redskins. Snap a little high, they get it down, and Gonzalez able to get the timing and still muster it through. So St. Henry again responds back. They answer the Minster score, one of their own. It's now 34-21. We'll take a break, come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back to this Clope Nidec Minster sports presentation here on NKTelco Sports of high school football. Following the personal foul penalty against Minster, the kick, instead of being on St. Henry's 40, they'll move it 15 yards inside Minster territory and kick it from Minster's 45. We'll see once that they try, anything's possible here. They will kick it deep, try to pin the Wildcats deep. The ball is received on about the 5. And nice job avoiding getting stuck back in the end zone or near the end line. I believe it was Austin Wellman. He's able to get the Minster Wildcats out across the 20, give them out across out the 25, and put the ball down on the 25. But another chance here for the Wildcats. They've been able to answer the call so far to keep this a one-score possession by answering the St. Henry touchdown with one of their own. Fans applauding the Minster offensive line, centered by Alex Frimmel, Nathan Olagus, Will Frimmel, Chad Schultze, and Nick Winter. These guys are the one that do the work in the trenches, and right now they're trying to protect Brookhart, give his quarterback time to throw a bomb down the field. Pass intended for Cooney. And that's Shane Frank defending for the Redskins. It falls incomplete. Cooney does have a touchdown catch tonight, a 33-yarder. There's a deflected pass, or he battled the end zone, deflected it, and caught his own rebound, if you will, for a score. Now 2nd and 10 from Minster's 26. Wellman has it, not much room around the right side, and so that's going to bring up 3rd and long. So tough down and distance here for the Wildcats. So big play here for the Minster offense. So they want to try to respond and answer a drive or keep a drive going here to try to score a touchdown to get back within one score. They're going to have a big play here on 3rd and 9 from their own 27. Steffi flushed, running. He's got room for a touchdown or for a first down. If he can get around, and he's going to be very close. In pursuit was Nate Busher. It depends on the spot. We'll see once here what. Looks like it's definitely short. They'll mark it at the 29. 4th and 2. Ball now out on the 35-yard line, 34. Wow, big play again here. 4th and 2 on a 34, and there's a stoppage. Five minutes even to go on the play clock, and 5:10 are going to reset it. So they'll reset the time on the board. 5:10. So they put 10 seconds back on the board. Still remains 4th and 2. That has not changed. Whether or not Minster will snap it or try to draw the Redskins off. Again, looking over to Coach Seth Whiting, giving signals with 12 seconds left on the play clock. 5:10 on the game clock, which is stopped now on the out-of-bounds run. They're going for it. 4th and 2 in trouble. He's going to look for help. He's going to not make it. He's going to be sacked. Yeah, Wildcats do not convert. Wendell in on the tackle. So tough break for the Wildcats. Luke Gels for the Redskins also in there to prevent the conversion, and tough break for the Wildcats. They gamble this time and come up short. Now the Redskins, who have been very efficient scoring on all drives they've had except for the one that ended due to halftime, will have great field position on Minster's 34 and a chance to open up a 13-point spread to more. So a good defensive play there by the Redskins to stop the Wildcats. Burkhart will go quickly out to the left side, and it's caught. But with a great defensive play is number 10, 16, James Niemeyer in on the tackle to prevent any yards after catch, and really it causes a loss of yards. One of the few times the Wildcats defense have been able to hold the Redskins to negative yards or create negative yards. It's a loss of 4. So an I formation now here for the Redskins. Burkhart will flip it over to Owen Layfield, who's been very good tonight. He gets back past the first chain, and he's tackled near the out-of-bounds side on the far side. Clock will stop. Ball will be on the 35. James Bainline on the tackle, but not until Layfield moves the ball down for about an 8-yard pickup, and now bring up third down, a much more manageable 6 yards from the 25. And the clock does run as we approach the 4-minute mark of this third quarter. Redskins, again, looking to open up this 13-point spread to 20 with a touchdown and PAT. Owen Layfield will be tackled as a short gain as Austin Wellman Devin Wepker with the tackle. The crowd saw a hold, and I did too. It's not called though, but it is called. They do call the hold, so good job by the men on stripes. St. Henry, their head coach, Coach Luthman, he graduated from Versailles and was on Coach Al Hetrick's last season as head coach, and I believe he was on the state championship team in 03. I think he graduated in 04. He's a Toledo Rocket alumnus. Never played for the Rockets, but did spend some time as a student assistant coach on a staff that included Matt Campbell, who's Iowa State's head coach, Scott Satterfield, who's Louisville's head coach. As that pass is thrown, but gets him basically back to the first yard marker. Other coaches on that staff, as I mentioned, Matt Campbell, Scott Satterfield, who's head coach at Louisville, Jason Candle, who's Toledo's head coach, Tom Manning, who's Iowa State's offensive coordinator, and Alex Goulash, who's offensive coordinator for Tennessee. All those coaches were on staff at Toledo when Coach Luthman was a student assistant, so gained experience there. And then also he started his high school teaching and coaching career as an assistant under Tim Goodwin at Marion Local. So a lot of good coaches Coach Luthman has been able to learn under, as there's a pass, and boy, they needed 12, and they got 13 as Wendell with the reception. Wow, big play. And just enough, as they said, for the first down, as Coach Luthman's team, I mentioned, continues to be efficient on offense, and what a coaching leadership or mentor system he has had to work with in his 9 years. And like I said, his teams have made the playoffs the past even years. They're making it in 2018 and 16. They're looking to break that streak in 21, an odd number year, and make the playoffs, which, oh, there's a fumble by Wendell or Layfield. He's able to pick it up and make something out of nothing. He had dropped the ball, but was fortunate enough to pick it up. It was stationary, so it wasn't bouncing around. Layfield, but he's also down. So Layfield is down. Looks, well, I want to speculate. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with more action here with 2:04 left in the third quarter on NKTelco Sports. Second down and 4 as we're back to live action here from the 10-yard line. Harrison Wendell gets the carry. He's the up man. He takes it down to about the 6. James Bayline, one of the Wildcats in that mix to stop the threat or stop the run. And that now will be second down, or that will give them a first down. First and goal from the 7 as Owen Layfield was looked like maybe cramped up in his last carry, and that was the reason we had the last stoppage, and I think he just hustled out onto the field. We'll see if 16 lines up. That does look like him in the backfield, so got the leg cramp taken care of, and it'll be first and goal. And see once oh, that's not Layfield, that's 28. Horseman will be short of the goal line. That was 28. Harrison Wendell, yes, with I said Horseman, maybe it was Harrison Wendell. A slow Wildcat getting up right now, number 76. Nick Winter. Chad Schultze, number 72, will give Winter a break. So Schultze, also an offensive lineman. Kind of plays both directions as well, but he'll hustle in, and hopefully Winter can walk off his injury. And now it is second down, and there's a whistle, and looks like timeout St. Henry. So we'll take a break and we'll come back after words from our sponsor. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back with 1:04 left to go. St. Henry hustles to the line with 2nd and 3 from the 3. There it is, Owen Layfield. He keeps moving, and he is in for his 4th touchdown of the game. So another offensive touchdown, this one from 3 yards out, as Owen Layfield continues his ground game domination tonight. His 4th of the game, his 7th of the season, and he has been a tough man to bring down for the Wildcat defense. This extra point here by Michael Gonzalez will put him up by 20. Burkhart with the hold, and Gonzalez off the upright, his first miss of the night, and the score stays 40-21 with 56 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. While we have a break here, we'll go through our sponsors. Once again, they include our 5-star recruitment sponsor, that is Crown Equipment Corporation. Our MVP sponsors who are bringing you this game tonight are Clopay and Minster. Scoreboard sponsor tonight, First National Bank. Key to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Our replays throughout the year that we have are brought to you by Winners Meats. Starting lineups brought to you by Sydney All Glaze Audiology. Timeout sponsor is brought to you by Precision Strip. Stats and recap sponsor is Wagner's IGA. And player of the game tonight will be picked by or sponsored by NKTelco. Again, a fine thank you to those sponsors that allow us to bring you this, and this is high school football Midwest Athletic Conference action, week number 1 on a beautiful football night for a lot of schools around the area here in Ohio. So No threat of lightning, no humidity. It's been really a perfect night for football. And a good crowd here on hand at Minster Memorial Field. The Redskins of St. Henry have traveled well. And Wellman will be tackled as the Wildcats home crowd, also in neon fashion, is the theme tonight for the student body. Are well represented here. Is again a beautiful night for football, and good to see everybody out and able to attend these games as we have 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. My name is Jeff Henshin. Hope you're enjoying this telecast. Our cameraman tonight is Tyler Megato. He and I are bringing you this game as we try to bring you as many games as possible. I know there's a crew at New Bremen doing the New Bremen Delphi St. John's game, and a crew also at Sydney where they're honoring the 30-0 football team back in the late 60s. That event was to happen last year. With COVID, it didn't, so they're celebrating the 50-year anniversary of that run of success the Sydney Yellow Jackets had in Sydney. So 3 ball games tonight on NKTelco. Cooney, the intended receiver, just overthrown. At least it was thrown where Cooney had the only chance at it, and it falls incomplete with 43 seconds left. Mentioned earlier, this is the 52nd meeting all time between these two schools. St. Henry with 34 wins, Minster with 16 wins, and there was one tie. St. Henry Redskins 1-1 on the season. They had wins to open up the season against Covington and lost a game last week at Fort Fry in Southeast Ohio in a game they felt they should have won with some miscues and such. Did not play clean and suffered a 16-12 loss. Matt Berkey there on the backfield, and Luke Gels as well. So it's Redskins trying to bounce back from that road loss, and right now on their way to earning their second win. They will play Marion Local at home next week. So a big test for the Redskins next week at home against Marion Local. The Wildcats open up the season with a loss to Fort Loramie, and they rebounded last week against Columbus Crusaders, a club team, with a 27-6 win. And next week they will face St. John's at St. John's. And that is the third quarter buzzer. So we've got 3 12-minute periods in the book. We'll take a break and come back with fourth quarter action here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Loramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Welcome back to the first play of the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left to play. Minster with the football, 3rd and 13 from their 25. Pass down the middle is caught. That'll be a first down. Nice grab by number 2, Austin Wellman. Good pass from freshman quarterback Brogan Steffi. And a much-needed first down for the Wildcats as they'll keep possession. A new set of downs. That pass is, boy, there's some pressure. Might have a late hit or roughing a quarterback possibly. Roughing, personal foul is an initial signal, and it is against the Redskins. That'll move the ball into St. Henry territory with 11:35 to play, fourth quarter. A lot of pressure came in. I know Owen Layfield was one of the defenders for St. Henry, putting pressure on Steffi.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
St. Henry hasn't had many penalties on offense or defense tonight. Wildcats will take the mark off as they will move the ball again into St. Henry territory to the 45. So a chance here to try to get a score and draw or shorten a gap down. Cooney with another catch along the sideline and gets out of bounds. About a 7-8 yard pickup. So Seth Heitkamp was one of the Redskins in the area to knock out Cooney as the Wildcats again get to the line quickly and then look over to the coaching staff for instructions on which play to run. Clock right now stopped with 11:28 to play with Cooney getting out of bounds. Brookhart with the snap. Over top trying to find number 17, Johnny Nixon, 6'4" tight end, just out of his reach. So keep the clock stopped, 11:23, 3rd down 3, 2 down territory for the Wildcats as they will, again, try to cut into this 19-point deficit. One of the keys of the game Coach Whiting talked about was executing on offense, and they've done some nice things on offense, and they continue to do some nice things here as Wellman with the catch. Another first down for the Wildcats, and that'll move the chains, and the crowd applauds the effort there by the Wildcats. And you mentioned the execution of offense, and that's been pretty good for the Wildcats. They haven't been stopped much in their drives. Defensively, they've just not been able to slow down the Redskins' offense, and a big part of that problem has been against Owen Layfield, who's run wild tonight with 4 scores. Steffi needs help, will just get out of bounds, stops the clock inside of 20 maybe before he goes out, and he does get inside the red zone with 10:54 to go and gets out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Play clock, though, does wind. It is running. 10:54 to go, and the Wildcats looking or threatening now. Ball just inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Steffi dropped it. He's going to make something out of nothing. He does across the 15. So just dropped the ball, but timing not thrown off too much. He was able to get it and avoid the pursuit by the Redskins. Alex Frimmel, the center on the Wildcat offense, will snap it back to Brookhart. First down and 10 from the 14. Wellman looking for it on the outside, just out of his reach, but that will stop the clock again. Boy, Minster has either been getting out of bounds or throwing incomplete passes, so that's keeping some time on the clock. They're going to need to score a bunch, but they're also going to have to try to shut down a St. Henry offense that they've not been able to shut down yet tonight. But first things first, need to get a score here and try to do it quickly or salvage or save as much time as you can. You never know, but you got to score first and then put the defense or on its, give them a chance. And there's a whistle on the field. Timeout, St. Henry. So we will take a precision strip timeout with them. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. .10:30 left to play in the fourth quarter. St. Henry has taken their second timeout of the half. It is now Minster football, second down 10, ball on the 14. Again, Minster needs to score quickly. There's a penalty. Someone offsides defense are lined up in a neutral zone. So a break for the Wildcats. That'll move the ball 5 yards closer to the 9-yard line. Second down now 5, ball on the 9. Again, clock stopped at 10:30 left, so Minster's been very good consuming the clock on this drive, either with an incomplete pass or getting out of bounds. So back to work the Wildcats go. Freshman quarterback Brogan Steffi will wait for the ball from Alex Frimmel. Wellman number 2 across the right. Steffi will keep it himself. Look for some room. Danced around a bunch and got down to the 5, so he picked up 4. And now to bring up third down. So third down and maybe 1, a long 1. So a couple tries here for the Wildcats, but clock now moving as we are just now at 10 minutes. Again, play clock now down to 8. So Minster this time using a lot of play clock to get the ball snapped. Wellman keeps it. And he is met in the backfield by St. Henry's number 76, Brandon Keller. He had an interception early in the game, comes up with a big tackle for a loss there. And what was 3rd and 1 now becomes 4th and 3. So a big play there by the defensive lineman, Brandon Keller. And speaking of big linemen, 6 feet 7 inches, 270 pounds. One of the big guys, if you will, for the St. Henry Redskins defensive line. 4th down. That one deflected, and Owen Layfeld nearly came up with the interception, but they're going to have a personal foul on Matt Berkey. Roughing the passer. Berkey a little bit too aggressive, and the 6'7", 265 senior is going to be penalized and give the Wildcats a whole new set of downs. As a break for the Wildcats with 9:05 left to play in the fourth quarter. So I should say a break, an unexpected break for the Wildcats. Nearly they lost it on downs. Brookhart scrambling, finds an open receiver just over the arms of Jack Cooney. Cooney opened in the back of the end zone, but boy, Brookhart was under a lot of pressure. So it may look easy from where you're sitting, but when you're dancing and dodging and surveying and you do see an open receiver, with your feet not always set, it makes for can be a very difficult toss, and just a bit out of reach of Cooney, who would have had his second receiving touchdown of the game. 8:59 now. Minster's been down here in this red zone for a number of plays, and the personal foul roughing quarterback on 4th down gives them this new set of downs, which is now at 2nd and 3 from the 3. Wellman crashes straight ahead. So that gets it closer. A bunch of Redskins there to stop him. So the Wildcats now on 3rd and 1. Wallen's not going to get it that time. Again, a bunch of Redskins. I believe Bennett Gell is one of the defenders, number 5. At least he was one of the last guys getting off the pile, so he must have been the one on the bottom. And now quickly a 4th down try here again. So opportunity for the Wildcats trying to take advantage of a St. Henry penalty. And Minster will take a timeout. So they're going to take a timeout here with 8:08 left. You're watching high school football. We'll take a precision strip timeout and be back with more action here on NKTelco Sports. Timeout called by the Minster Wildcats, and they want to make sure everyone's on the same page here. 4th down and just 1 yard. They've tried it twice, basically right at the middle, and have gotten nothing. They're going to have a decision here. It looks like they're powering up the middle again. Keeper, they're pushing, and Minster signaling touchdown, and finally the lineman signals touchdown. 1 yard touchdown run for the keeper, the quarterback keeper, for number 4, Brogan Steffi. So a big push by his teammates to help him get in there. So the Minster Wildcats will cash in eventually on that long drive. They get points, which is what they needed. So take about over 4 minutes of time off that clock, but we'll settle now for the touchdown and go for the 1-point try. They do. So Steffi is good on that try. With 8:02 left, it's now a 12-point game in favor of the Redskins. We'll keep it right here. As the Wildcats needed a touchdown, they get one. Steffi, I have him now down for 2 touchdowns in the game rushing. Yes, he had the 58-yarder on 4th down, and now a 1-yarder on 4th down again, but much shorter, 4th and 1, and just a 1-yard plunge, and his team helped push him in there. That's his 6th rushing touchdown on the season for Brogan Steffi, and that makes it back to now a 2-possession game, 12-point spread, 8:02 left. A big task now for the Wildcats defense. Can they get St. Henry off the field without giving up points? And for the Redskins offense, if they can take care of the ball and consume clock and move it down the field, even a sustained drive may be enough to secure the victory. But Minster will try to force some sort of turnover or just basically try to stop down Owen Layfield and the St. Henry offense. Minster, I don't know if right now they will try an onside kick. Maybe St. Henry feels like they might. They have 10 players up near the 50-yard line, and the ball must go 10 yards before Minster can touch it. So hold on here. We'll see what type of decision the Wildcats special teams decides to do with 8 minutes, 2 seconds left. Steffi will be back to kick. It is an onside kick off a St. Henry helmet, and I believe Minster recovered it. It bounced off a St. Henry player's helmet. And I believe number 23, Connor Garrett. I'm positive it is deflected off of a St. Henry helmet. Connor Garrett, right place, right time. Minster still has hope, just under 8 minutes to go. 12-point deficit. So the offense for the Wildcats back on the field. They had the ball for 4 minutes, so maybe they can fatigue, if you will, the St. Henry defense a bit. They're going to run a little flea flicker back to Brookhart. He's hit as he throws. A free ball. It's going to be intercepted by Brookhart. The quarterback catches the deflected, not really deflected, but fluttering pass as as Brody Steffi was hit as he threw. That really took the air out of the ball. It was a sitting duck, if you will, and Brookhart just had to wait for it to come down. He was the closest man, the only man around, and boy, Minster came out with a hammer. They're going to try to go big and go quick and get it fast, and pressure on the quarterback, and not for sure which Redskin got it, but that was what disrupted the play, was the pressure, the hit at the point of release, and gave now St. Henry the ball back with 7:44 left, and the chance now for them to kill the clock and expect that's Harrison Wendell straight up the middle, getting about a good 6 yards. And the clock will run as Harrison Wendell with a nice carry up the middle for the junior running back. Boy, Minster had a lot of momentum. They got the score, the onside kick, and then the going for the trick play, looking for the home run. Gives credit to the St. Henry defender that hit the quarterback, in this case, Steffi, just as he threw it. Really took all the momentum out of the throw, and St. Henry now a chance to really eat a lot of clock. They wind it down to 5 seconds before they snap it. So first down for Harrison Wendell. Thought maybe we'd see a little bit of Owen Layfeld, but it's been Wendell right now in this series. So don't look for St. Henry to put the ball in the air. I would think it's going to be ground and pound. And again, they have not punted tonight, so they've not been stopped. Just need to avoid any sloppy turnover that might give Minster a quick pickup, and a return 6 is about the only thing St. Henry really has to avoid here. Well, the fullback, Elijah Horseman, number 10, kind of surprising the Minster defense with a quick run, and boy, a lot of push, a lot of help from his teammates from behind, and that gave him some good yards. 2nd and 3s. We'll give him 7 on that carry with some help. Under 6 minutes to play here at Minster. It's 40-28 in favor of St. Henry. Wildcats score, the Redskins scored the first points of the game and then followed up with another quick touchdown following a Minster turnover. And they've maintained the lead all night. Minster has been basically trailing by 13 or 6 for most of the game. And then St. Henry was able to get a Minster stop and come down and score. That pushed it up to 19, and now we're sitting here at 12. So it's been basically back and forth, but it's been St. Henry that has not fluttered. They've not stubbed their toe, if you will. They've committed no turnovers. They've scored every time they've touched the ball, every possession except for the one that ran out at halftime. So just a little bit cleaner, and hence able to enjoy right now a 12-point lead. Clock running with just over 5 minutes to play. Horseman up the middle again. And that will take us just now to the 5-minute mark. Clock continues to wind. So again, it should be St. Henry's ball game if they continue their playing here and don't have a major meltdown. But a pretty good performance tonight by the Wildcats, and they wanted to limit mistakes. They made a couple, got some turnovers, and other than that, the offense has been decent. Defense has made some plays, but boy, St. Henry's just kind of always plowed forward. And tough to stop offense for the Redskins, and especially that young man, number 16, Owen Layfeld, 6'1" senior, has had a night. He had almost 100 yards at halftime. I'm sure he's going to have close to 200 at the end of this game. And I'll bring up now 3rd and 4. Remember, at the conclusion of this game, we will have our stats and recap segment. And that is brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And I'll also be picking a player of the game from the Minster team. So Layfeld again will get a first down. Another first down, and St. Henry in no hurry. They're very comfortable with what they got going. That's really smart football. You don't need to do anything else other than what you're doing. So a new set of downs for the Redskins, and they will again continue to methodically milk the play clock and earn their 2nd win of the season. Again, next week the Redskins will face a very good Marion local team at home at St. Henry. Minster will travel to Delphus on Saturday, 9/11. It'll be a Saturday game up at Delphus where they will take on the St. John's Blue Jays. As there's a fumble, a rare miscue, but St. Henry able to fall on it. And right now I believe the Blue Jays are at New Bremen. They're getting beat, so I would expect the St. John's to be 0-3 next week when Minster comes in with a 1-2 record. And a tight ball game with Versailles and Marion Local right now. Versailles, I believe, a 2-point lead over the Flyers. Marion Local 2-0 in the season. And Versailles also 2-0. So a big matchup early in this Midwest Athletic Conference season, or this is the first week of league play. And Marion again will travel to St. Henry next week. Harrison Wendell, sorry. Harrison Wendell, another good carry. They've done a lot of damage on the ground, and it'll be interesting to see what our stats show at the end of this game. You're going to expect a lot of ground rushing yards. And again, those stats that have helped me tonight are being brought to you, sponsored by, or I should say being supplied by Bruce and Deb Mon of Minster here. He does a nice job, Bruce does, with the website and stats and a lot of history of Minster football. Does a nice job maintaining that, and kudos to him, and thank you very much for his help with this production tonight. With me being by myself, it's been a blessing. So Brookhart doesn't get the first down, so Minster does stop the Redskins, but it comes with just 1:42 left in the ball game, and it'll be a turnover now. I'm sorry, it's 4th and 6 coming up as there's a timeout on the field. So a chance here for the Wildcats to get that stop, but it's not going to leave enough time. But still the Wildcats and Redskins continue to compete. St. Henry doing the smart thing, keeping the ball on the ground. Minster doing whatever they can to try to get a strip, but still play until the whistle and get a full game of action in. So an entertaining ball game so far tonight. A lot of offense if you're an offensive person. Some action early on, and it didn't start off right away. It took a bit. But once Owen Layfeld cracked the goal line with 3:55 in the first quarter, then that's when the offense began, and has been pretty much St. Henry dominating the offense every time they've touched the ball. But Minster has done a nice job answering back on most of the drives, all of about 2, and then they had the onside kick recovery, but the turnover kind of squelched the hopes, if you will, of what could have happened as maybe another quick score, and then again an onside kick and a chance to maybe take the lead, but got some of those things to line up, but the turnover gave it over to the Redskins, and they've maintained possession since that turnover as Brookhart will fire. It is intercepted by number 10, Connor Smeezing. So they do stop the Redskins as Connor Smeezing, a freshman linebacker or defensive back, with the interception with 1:32 left. I'm not real sure who Brookhart was looking at, but did not see Smeezing. And fortunately for the Redskins, it comes with just 1:32 left, but still a nice defensive play by Connor Smeezing. You take him when you can get him. You always practice good habits and you knock down the ball, or in this case you catch it for the interception. So a nice job for the freshman Connor Smeezing, and that'll give the Wildcats the football. 1 minute, 32 seconds remain, and that's where the Wildcats will take over on their own 12. 12-point game, unless something miraculously happens here that someone misses a tackle. St. Henry needs to keep everybody in front of them, keep the clock moving, and avoid a quick score by the Wildcats. And the pass down the middle of the field by Brogan Steffi is over the top of his receiver. Incomplete pass. It'll stop the clock. So minute 27 left. Minster trying to score quickly here, and obviously St. Henry's going to try to, I'd say, keep people back, but they have everybody up near the line of scrimmage except for number 2, Shane Frank. He's kind of backpedaling now, but everyone else up near the line of scrimmage. Incomplete pass. Webker, the intended receiver, but that'll stop the clock. Third down now and 10. So Keller for the Redskins making a nice play. Now third down, 10. Again, St. Henry now drops back a couple defensive backs. Pressure still coming up now as Steffi's going to have to scramble out of the pocket. He's going to run and get out of bounds. It'll get him near a first down, but modest yardage. I mean, it's a good gain, but pickup of a first down, maybe of 12 yards on the carry, but still a long way to go. The ball now resting on the 24-yard line with a minute 12 left. It's a long way to go as St. Henry's kept everything in front of them so far in this last attempt drive by the Wildcats. So that is caught. Harrison Wellman will stop Austin Wellman. Clock continues to run. As again, you try to get into Wellman's hands and see once if a playmaker can bust something and get something going, but couldn't happen this time. Clock rolling at 48 seconds, 47. Steffi, as Berkey gets around him and gets some pressure going, as boy, a nice sliding catch by 17, Johnny Nixon. Again, it may not be enough to win the game, but these are good reps against a good first-team defense for the most part, it looks like, for the Redskins. So you never know, as these reps here may pay off in future games. As there's a whistle and a timeout for St. Henry with 33 seconds to play. We'll have a precision strip timeout. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. Timeout by St. Henry. They regroup defensively. 33 seconds left to play. Ball down the field, and Cooney became actually a defender, as it was actually number Bennett Gels in the better position to try to make the catch, but Minster trying to be creative here and forcing some things down the field. .26 seconds left. Again, Minster looking for some action downfield Steffi will dump it off, and it'll be a short gain caught by Johnny Nixon across the 50 into St. Henry territory with 20 ticks left on the clock. So St. Henry doing a nice job. They know Minster wants to throw it downfield. They're not giving anything up downfield. And they're still getting some pressure on Steffi, so it's been a difficult time. If you give quarterbacks time without pressure, they can usually find someone. So St. Henry continues to put some pressure on, even with a three-man front, but they've been very aggressive and have forced Steffi some rushing his attempt, if you will, as that pass a bit underthrown, intended for number 3, Devin Webker. And this will bring up now 4th down with 16 seconds left to play. Minster continues to compete here. You never know if you get although the time really a factor now, if you could get a breakthrough and get a quick score, you always have the onside kick and then maybe a couple long passes. You just never know, but with 16 seconds, that hardly allows all that action to happen. But Minster, I like the effort here, continues to work. St. Henry continues to compete, respecting the Minster offense, and knows they've got to put pressure on, and they do this time, and it's going to pay off as Layfeld came in to disrupt it. And there were a couple of St. Henry Redskins, number 77, one of them, Dustin Quinter, in there to secure the sack, and that'll give the ball over to the Redskins. It'll be victory formation now for the Redskins with just 10 seconds left. Again, congratulations to the Redskins. They're going to go to 2-1 on the year, 1-0 in the Midwest Athletic Conference. St. Henry Division 7 school, so these are pick up, if Minster continue to win some games, that'll help the Redskins of beating the Division 6 team. I'm sorry, Minster's also Division 6, so Minster Division 6, so that'll help them, but Minster is shot. They're going to regroup and go back to work next week at St. John's. St. Henry will travel home to host the Flyers of Marion Local. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have our stats and recap here on NKTelco Sports.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NKTelco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
Welcome back here to Minster Memorial Field, where the St. Henry Redskins have defeated the Minster Wildcats by 12 points, 40-28. Here's a recap of the stats. The St. Henry Redskins doing damage on the ground tonight. 273 rushing yards for the Redskins compared to 127 for the Wildcats. Through the air, St. Henry 111, Minster 162. And the quarterbacks, St. Henry 9 of 14 with 1 interception. Minster 13 of 29 with 2 interceptions. Total yards, St. Henry 384 compared to 289 for the Minster Wildcats. Leading rusher in the game, Owen Layfeld, 24 carries, 179 yards for the Redskins. And for the Minster Wildcats, Brogan Steffi, 17 rushing attempts, 94 yards. Receiving, St. Henry, Jaden Lange, 4 receptions, 18 yards. He was a leading receiver. As far as receptions and yards, I believe Elijah Horseman had 49 yards on 2 catches for the Minster Wildcats. Austin Wellman, 4 catches, 36 yards. Devin Wepker, 3 for 43. Those all came on one drive that resulted in a great touchdown catch for Wepker. And the interceptions, Brandon Keller for the St. Henry Redskins had 1. Connor Smeezing for the Wildcats had 1. There were no fumbles lost. And that's how the game kind of wrapped up. The ground attack by the Redskins, 273 yards on 45 rushing attempts. Kind of the Achilles heel for the Minster Wildcats as they lose 40-28. Minster, again, it opened up the game. St. Henry getting on top 7-0 or 6-0, and then followed up with a quick score after an interception by the Redskins. Minster returned back or responded back with a touchdown, and that's when it started at 6-point deficit to 13, back and forth for a while until St. Henry finally got another score that put it up to 19, and a Minster a late score to cut it to 12. Had the onside kick, but a good defensive play on the next play of offense for the Wildcats forced an errant throw, a fluttering throw that resulted in interception. That pretty much shut it down for the Wildcats' chances. They do score a touchdown late in the quarter by Brogan Steffi, a 1-yard run. His second of the game. He had a big one early in the first quarter, a 58-yard run on 4th down. A big run for him, and he had a nice game rushing the ball, the leading ground gainer for the Wildcats. Brogan Steffi, 17 rushing attempts, 94 yards. And he is going to be our player of the game tonight, sponsored by NKTelco. So thank you to NKTelco, and more importantly, congratulations to Brogan Steffi for being our player of the game. That will wrap things up here from Minster Memorial Field. I'd like to thank my camera guys tonight. We actually had 2 of them, Tyler Megato and Evan Mesher, on camera for us tonight. And I'm Jeff Henshin. I hope that you enjoyed this telecast. Once again, your final score, St. Henry 40, Minster 28. Thank you for watching here on NKTelco Sports.